There's an emergency right now in Liberia because they are voting for the president there, and we know that we have to give you some basic statistics about the number of voters on the roll and those candidates that are vying for the elections, Mama V.
Yeah, so, first of all, it would be good for us to start with the president who's been there for 12 years, who is leaving now. You won't believe it, but she's 78. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is 78, and they have the 6-year tenure. Yeah, we do have the 4, but they do have the 6. That's why we say Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has been there for 12 years. It's 2 terms she's had. But let's check out the numbers that are expected to vote today. And we're picking this from Al Jazeera. 2.2 million registered voters and 20 candidates. Earlier in the morning, we showed you, I think, about 6 of them, but pretty much they are the ones they say are the front runners. But we've got 20 candidates, 2 independent. Out of the 22 independent, 18 are on political parties. Like in Ghana, we have NDC and PP. Okay. Now, if there's an absolute majority, then it means the person has won. Otherwise, just like again we do in Ghana, it would go into a runoff, a second run, and then the winner,
So they just use the first past the post system,
yeah.
The absolute majority. And then ultimately they will elect, if there is a head-to-head, they go to a runoff, then they will elect their president.
Yeah.
And we know that they have 2.2 million voters on the roll.
But they're just like in Ghana we do, they're also voting for representatives like in Ghana, and we want to bring it to the Ghana context so that we can get a clearer picture. So it's almost like they're voting for parliamentarians as well. Same number, but we have 73 representatives that they will be electing out of 986 candidates. That's huge. But look at the statistics in terms of the men and the women who will be voting in this particular election. Men are always a lot more, aren't they? 83.6% is 824 men, as against 162, representing 16.4% in terms of women. And to think that they've had a woman president, one would have expected that we would even have a woman as front runner, but no.
We know that out of this is out of a total population of some 4.6 million people. Out of that, they have just in excess of some 2 million voters. And the GDP of the country, that's the sum of worth of the economy. I mean, basically, what it means, GDP, is $2.1 billion. Just 2.1 billion.
Yeah, they rely a lot on foreign aid.
It just means that Donald Trump is richer than them. Donald Trump is in excess of 4 billion. So. And the life expectancy rate, especially for the males, is 60 years and then 63 for the females.
Yeah.
And out of the 4.6 million total population, 69% are living below the poverty line. That means they live just below the $1 a day mark. They earn less than $1 a day.
Well, but Liberia also has a lot of history. They're coming from
a turbulent past.
Exactly.
Turbulent,
so let's not forget.
Past.
Yeah, and security until about a year ago, was in the hands of the UN. Totally, it's just been handed over to them. So there's a lot of expectations from the person who will become president eventually. But the president, she's still president, isn't she? But she's going once there's a new one elected. She's been given a message to Liberians. It's captured in this report as we've picked it from
Africa News.
Africa News. So let's hear this report.
Campaigning for the executive office. Today, the outgoing president of Liberia is advocating a lasting peace in her country. In her message to the nation on Monday, the 70-year-old who ensured the political stability of her country urged her compatriots not to yield to the temptation of violence before, during or after the presidential and legislative elections that take place on Tuesday. Your vote concerns only you and your family, not the party nor the ethnic group, said the first African woman to be elected president of the Republic, quoted by the British news agency, the BBC. The appeal is addressed to the more than 20 candidates vying to succeed her, a way of warning her people of the throes of civil war, like the one that had cost the lives of more than 250,000 Liberians between 1989 and 1997.
And we have to say, courtesy the African News, we bring you all that. And, well, recalling some pictures that we usually would have associated with Liberia during those conflict-ridden years.
Yeah, but don't worry, we'll bring you up to speed. Voting just started about, okay, it's 18 minutes after 8. The time was 8 a.m. So we'll bring you a lot more on the Liberian elections.